Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on a part of the pharmaceutical industry that, doesn't get talked about nearly enough, but it is absolutely packed with opportunity. Let's get right into what they don't tell you in college.
So, if you're a pharmacy student, I bet you've been told the same old story, that your future is basically one of two things. You're either working on a manufacturing plant floor, or you're hitting the road as a medical sales rep. It's such a common story, right? But what if I told you that's just a tiny, tiny fraction of the whole picture?
Because if that's all you think there is, you are missing out on what could be the single biggest opportunity of your career. And that is corporate pharma jobs. This is the world behind the scenes where the real strategy happens. And believe me, it is a total game changer.
So, what does this world beyond the lab coat actually look like? Well, forget the plant floor for a second. We're talking about jobs in air-conditioned offices, working on laptops, collaborating with teams all over the world, and on a completely different career path.
So what exactly is a corporate pharma job? It's pretty simple, really. These are roles that are based in a company's head office, or maybe an R&D support center. You're not involved in the day-to-day manufacturing. Instead, you're doing the critical brain work. Things like documentation, high-level strategy, and preparing the paperwork for drugs to get approved in countries across the globe.
And the variety here, it's huge. You could build an entire career in, say, regulatory affairs, making sure drugs meet all those complex government rules. Or what about pharmacovigilance, where you're basically a detective for drug safety? You could be a medical writer, turning complicated science into easy-to-read documents. Or maybe work in clinical research, managing the data that proves a drug actually works. It's this massive ecosystem of specialized, really high-impact jobs.
And listen, these aren't just niche jobs at some tiny companies. We are talking about the absolute giants of the industry. Huge Indian and multinational corporations like Sun Pharma, Dr. Reddy's, Pfizer, IQVIA, Novartis, they are always hiring for these corporate roles because they need the brainpower to drive their global business.
Okay, so you're interested. I get it. But what does it actually take to land one of these jobs? Let's break down what I call your corporate toolkit, the key skills you absolutely need to succeed.
So let's take a look at what these companies are really looking for. First off, strong English, both written and spoken, is completely non-negotiable. You'll be working with international teams. Then you need that core technical knowledge. You have to understand the official guidelines, which are like the rule books for getting drugs approved. Of course, good computer skills are the foundation for any office job. And here's a pro tip. To get a real edge, getting specific certifications shows that you're serious and that you've got specialized knowledge.
Now, for the part I know you've been waiting for, the payoff. What can you expect when it comes to salary and your career growth? Because this is where corporate pharma jobs, they really start to shine.
Okay, so as a fresher right out of college, you can expect a starting salary somewhere in the range of 18,000 to 30,000 rupees a month. Now, of course, this depends on the company, your city, but it's a very solid starting point. Often, it's just as good or even better than the traditional entry-level jobs on the plant floor.
But here's where it gets really exciting. Just look at that jump. After only 2 to 3 years of experience, that salary can leap up to between 50 and 60,000 rupees, or even over 1 lakh per month. I mean, that is dramatic, rapid growth. It's the kind of jump that's really hard to find in those more traditional pharma roles.
And the most crucial point here is the speed. That kind of jump, doubling, even tripling your salary, can happen in just a couple of years. The accelerator? Getting into a role that has a global scope. See, when your work has an international impact, your career growth does too. It's the fast track, plain and simple.
So, the path is clear, right? The potential is massive. The only question left is, how do you get in? So let's walk through a simple 5-step action plan to get you started on your corporate pharma career right now. Here it is, your 5-step roadmap. First, do your homework. Research the roles and figure out what actually excites you. Is it the puzzle of regulatory affairs or the detective work of pharmacovigilance? Second, build a sharp, pharma-specific CV. Keep it clean, just 1 page. Third, get certified. Even short, free online courses can make a world of difference. Fourth, apply everywhere.
LinkedIn, Naukri, and go directly to the company career pages. And finally, number 5, your secret weapon. Find a mentor. Seriously, one person on the inside can open more doors for you than 100 online applications ever could.
So let's be really clear about this. Success in the pharmaceutical world isn't one-dimensional. You do not have to spend your entire career in a lab or on a plant floor to make a real impact and build a fantastic life for yourself. The corporate path is right there waiting.
You see, corporate pharma is the strategic future of this industry. It's driven by data, by documentation, by global regulation. The opportunities are real, and they are growing every single day. So the only question left to ask is your CV ready for it?